He's literally opening his hands and going face first.
Trying to hug the man, yeah.
I mean, Etienne Gib, Anason.
Nissan.
I don't know how to say it. A little bit of an overhand into a jab leaning in.
What is up, YouTube? My name is Poseidon, and welcome back to the workshop. I'm joined today with a very special guest.
Coach Hussein here, Poseidon's future boxing coach.
That's right. And today we're going to be reacting to some of the best knockouts in influencer boxing history.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call it history. You know, the influencer scene just started, but it is interesting to see the crossover between YouTube and influencer fans over into the boxing community.
That's right. And the goal is to get into the ring, and he's going to be my coach, as you know, so let's get into it.
Let's get to it.
All right, we got KSI versus Joe Weller, number 1.
So I mean, right there, premature stoppage, right? Let's just break that down first. So definitely, it's YouTube or influencer boxing. This was at the onset of this world, which we call now, influencer YouTube boxing. So obviously, the ref wanted to kind of stop it. As you can see, they're wearing headgear. That indicates that it's an exhibition. It's not a sanctioned fight. Now, when we say not a pro-sanctioned bout. So when we say pro-sanctioned bout, what we mean by that is there's a sanctioning body, such as, for example, State Athletic Commission, whether it's Jersey Athletic Commission or Las Vegas, wherever the fight is, there's usually an athletic commission that sanctions the fights and has to approve it, right? So obviously this is just an exhibition, so technically there's no real knockout, but the referee had to stop it because Joe Joe Weller, he wasn't keeping his hands up at all, wasn't defending himself. Now, I will say, KSI was very raw as well. They were both green, right? Meaning they hadn't fought yet at this point in their career. So very raw, don't know what's going on really. Other than a little bit of fundamentals they have. As you can see, KSI was kind of tired, dropping his hands and just swinging randomly, right? It kind of worked against Joe Weller because Joe Weller...
It's kind of his style, too. Like, he's known to be just swinging around.
Yes. However, he has improved a lot. I will give him that. But Joe Weller, for example, is just not even defending himself, right? Big no-no. When you're not showing defense, the ref will stop the fight.
And they celebrate, as they should. Who we got next? Number 20. We got Dean the Great versus, who's this, Evil Hero?
Okay, good cross there. Nice uppercuts. Had to stop there. Yeah, so, I mean, he got a nice cross into a knockdown. The ref didn't really give him a full count there. I don't even know if he was counting. Again, the thing you get with exhibition fights, and it seems like this is still an exhibition, is, very bad, sometimes bad officiating, bad sportsmanship on the part of Dean the Great that just sat him down, right? So Dean the Great caught him with an uppercut. Once Evil Hero kind of went down, he's kind of still swinging on him. That's a big no-no in boxing. You do not continue punching once someone takes a knee or they even look like they're starting to go down. You don't keep swinging. Good body there.
He backed up. He knew.
Knee again. And right there, the ref calls it off. Nice backflip. Okay.
All right, number 19. KSI versus Swarms. This was a
second KSI fight.
This was a domination by KSI.
So right there, Swarms dropping his hands, head down to, again, big mistakes. This is boxing 101.
This was 2 weeks' notice, so like Swarms, we weren't expecting much from it anyway,
Yeah, true. That's a fair point. Obviously, if you're not getting much training going into a fight, you're not going to perform well.
Right.
And right there, Swarms had the reach advantage. It looked like he was, a little bit of a bigger guy. But again, in boxing, size and strength do not matter if you do not know how to use them correctly.
18. JMX
and Ginty. So right now,
big guys. Okay.
Both of them have their hands down, not even defending. Towel goes in right there. That's when you end it. I mean, not defending himself, sloppy punches. Reevaluating his life right there. Completely reevaluating his life.
I would never let that happen to me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a big wake up call for a lot of people. Like a lot of people want to get into boxing, and Poseidon is a very tough guy. It's not about toughness. It's more so about discipline, sacrifice, what you're willing to put into the sport. What you put in, you will get out. It's just like anything in life. You know what I mean?
Right. And I want to make it clear that I am a disciplined person. He will learn that very quickly because I do want to again, get into the scene and make a name for Poseidon and just build, our channel to where I believe it should be,
So let's get into the next one.
17. KSI versus Pineda.
So I like Pineda's footwork here. Just the hands are down and he's scared of the punches.
I mean, also, bro, you're fighting KSI. Like, that's the thing with this influencer scene is that you don't know. Again, you can train as much as you want, but when you get in there, it's like I feel like most of these people's training goes out the window.
Yeah, that's a good point actually.
You know what I mean?
Because you got to get sparring in, okay? And that's the issue. A lot of these guys are just taking fights for money, right? And which is good. Like, if your goal is just to get money, like, that's cool.
I'm down for a bag.
Yeah, of course. Who isn't? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you're going in there to showcase your skills, and there's a lot of people watching you. So why not, give yourself more time to train? Make sure you're getting a lot of sparring in. Because sparring is the closest thing you can get to a real fight. And it's what can put you through that simulation of a real fight. So that once you get into the ring and there's high stakes, a lot of pressure, a lot of people, then you're ready because the nerves are going to be there regardless. But that's when the instinct kicks in and you no longer need to think. And all the training doesn't just go out the window.
And Pineda's supposed to be a pro in this, but he really didn't do his part.
Yeah, it didn't really look like it. I saw this fight before.
Yeah. His next fight, he looked significantly better.
Nice uppercut into a hook right there from KSI. Beautiful. Ref calls it off.
Yep. Coming at 16. Oof. Bryce Hall versus Austin McBroom.
So, I mean, right here, Bryce is looking to clinch. Doesn't even know how to clinch.
Yeah.
Trying to at least move his head, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a bloody battle.
Yeah, so, I mean, he looks like he has a good stance, Bryce Hall, it looks like he has a good stance, but as you can see, his objective is, he's obviously tired, right? A big sign that someone's tired is either they're dropping their hands, but he's not dropping his hand. What he's doing is just trying to go in for the clinch, but he's doing it incorrectly. He's not coming in and taking his time. He's literally opening his hands and going face first.
Trying to hug the man, yeah.
I mean, like, for the viewers at home, what do you think you would do to somebody that's just walking up to you like this, looking for a hug? Uppercut, jab, overhand, whatever you want. They're just wide open like an idiot walking into it. So, that's why you saw Austin McBroom get exposed in his next fight. Because once he fought someone that was a real fighter, you know what I mean?
Whoa,
so,
you think he's a real fighter?
Not a real fighter, but better. Who was it? I forgot who he fought.
Encian
Gibb. Yeah, I don't know how to say his name.
Your boy. Yeah. Number 15, who we got? King Kenny versus DK Money.
Okay. King Kenny looking good. You see that nice wide stance he's in? Kind of in a Philly shuffle stance. Beautiful on his part. DK Money, can I go back? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine. A little bit, yeah.
Let's go back a little bit. So, right here, DK Money, kind of hands down. No movement from him at all.
Yeah. Swing and a miss.
Sloppy hook. Sloppy. And he tried the same punch again. Why would you try that rear hook from a southpaw position instead of just a cross, right? Right there, the best counter to an orthodox stance when you're a southpaw? Cross. Very simple. Very simple. Yeah, he's just flat on his back. He's not coming up from that.
That must be
He didn't really take that bad of a shot either. It's just some people can't take a punch, you know what I mean? And that's something that's innate in you.
Number 14. Jarvis versus Michael Lee. Respected Jarvis, honestly.
Yeah. I think FaZe Jarvis definitely has some martial arts experience, but again, boxing's a little different. He has more of the kickboxing, jiu-jitsu background.
He recently did the Kingpin tournament, and he beat Tom Zanetti, and he's been training for 18 months, behind the scenes. This was his first fight, until this most recent fight. And he's definitely gotten better, so, shout out to him, I gotta say.
I agree. I give him a lot of respect.
Yeah. Number 13, Jake Paul and Nissan Gibb. This was the first fight where Jake was trained by Shane Mosley. I feel like in Big Bear too. This was
yeah. Just big thing I'm noticing right there. Encian Gibb, Anisan. I don't know how to say his name.
It's fine.
Anisan Gibb. He's walking forwards a lot, and he's trying to lean into his overhand. Big mistake, and Jake is just doing a great job of countering and catching his mistake. Obviously, I feel this type of way about Jake, and we'll get into that later on. But I think Jake is
hater.
you know, whatever, hater. But I think Jake is he's a pretty decent, good boxer. But I just don't think he'll ever be at the level that he thinks he'll be at. But again, exposes Enesong Gib because you could tell he put in more training. He's a better athlete. He just has a better foundation in general.
Yeah, Nissan Gib was looking like a crab in this fight for sure.
Terrible,
Just like crouch weird. Like,
look at that.
He's definitely improved. Nissan Gib is definitely improved. Give him respect. But this fight was just
trying that really ugly like overhand. I don't know what he's trying.
Yeah, he was trying to like be under.
Too much head movement, and Jake is just waiting for him to capitalize. Great fight on Jake Paul.
Yeah,
I'll give him
number
that.
12, Face Sensei versus Avert Flow. This is headgear too, so this is exhibition, I guess.
Yep. Most of these are.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Nice body shots there. Okay, body. Looking for body. Yeah, that's a nice liver shot right there.
I feel like I would go for the body laugh. I don't know.
That's a nice liver shot.
I feel like I'd be exposing people. Jay Swingler versus Charlie's.
Okay.
Yo, Charlie's.
Nice jab. Sat him down off a jab.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't train. This man was just, again, in there for the paycheck. Jay Swingler.
You can just tell. Look at Swingler's movement.
Yeah.
Look at his defense.
That's
you
dirty.
can really tell a lot about somebody from number one, their stance, their hand positioning, the way they defend. So just from there, I could tell Swingler was a much better fighter.
Top 10.
Saul Papi.
Josh Bruckner.
I'm a big fan of Saul Papi. I think he's very, very solid. Very high level. Beautiful cross from that southpaw position. We were just talking about that earlier, right? The best counter when you're a southpaw and you're fighting an orthodox, cross. Same thing in the opposite way. If you're an orthodox fighting a southpaw, it's a little bit more risky, but again, cross, because it's the opposite direction. If someone is positioned this way against you and you're this way, that cross is going to come right down the middle.
Yeah. Saul Papi was also looking, he was waiting for the right moment. He was like picking his shots like in the right way.
Yeah. Saul Papi, I'm very impressed.
He was countering very nicely.
Countering, exactly. Yeah. Counter fighting is huge. And you could tell, just from the way that Saul Papi slimmed down, he's not a big volume puncher, but when he attacks, he's gonna really put you in some deep water.
So Josh Bruckner was a big guy. I don't know if people expected Saul Papi to get this one through.
Again, size doesn't mean anything, guys. Boxing is a completely different world.
Facts.
Calls it off. He's not even getting up. He's not
didn't-
showing the ref anything there.
All right, number 9. Getting down to it. Dean the Great versus Waleed Sharks. This was a good fight. This was a good fight because
Okay.
he got
Good
dropped.
overhand into a hook into a cross. Nice combo there.
He got dropped, but then he ended up pulling through. Pretty impressive.
Great combos by Waleed Sharks. I will say he's just leaning a little bit there. I don't like that overhand. So caught him.
Yeah.
Caught him. Yeah. You see how he was leaning there?
Yeah.
His face was wide open. That's what people got to be careful with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Defense is more important than offense at the end of the day in boxing.
Yeah.
KSI completely shocked.
Waved off. Because he turned the back to the ref. That's just a no-no. Hey, this is the old one, Slim.
Guys, number one mistake I'm noticing is just that weird overhand that a lot of these fighters are doing, like this, with their face completely wide open. They're just asking to just catch something. Yeah, but they're just asking to catch something right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
no
facts.
defense there. Go ahead. Nice. You got it
Fell
there.
back.
Yeah. Went limp like a noodle.
Number 7, who we got? Saul Papi again, Andy Worski.
And there's a lot of shit talking I remember before this fight.
Was
Oh,
there?
beautiful.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Yeah, facts.
Beautiful rear hook there. Talking his shit. I like it.
Not bad. Nothing too impressive. I feel like this guy was. Yeah,
Calls it off.
Not to Saul Papi's level, so it's like
Not at all.
lack of competition
Yep.
almost. Jake Paul, Nate Robinson, the meme of the century, maybe. Come on.
So right there, let's just take it back for a second.
Go ahead.
If you notice, look at Nate, both hands down. Not only lead hand down, backhand is down. Just swinging that weird hook that he was trying to get and walking forwards. Completely defenseless, completely unaware of any counter punch that's coming. And I will say, Jake is good at counter punching, but the level of competition really matters. And I think Nate was not ready for this fight.
This
Robinson
is
was not.
this is where I'll back Jay. This was like early in his career, so like he didn't have much experience under his belt either. But yeah, Nate
Yeah.
Again, everyone had the argument that Nate's this athlete, this, that, the third.
Yeah.
But it just,
That caught me off guard too. I will say, like, I was a big Nate supporter, and I was like, oh, he's a professional NBA player. Like, there's no way, you know what I mean? Just because of the level that he had to compete at and train at, I thought in my head, oh, there's no way. And a lot of people thought, they're like, there's no way that Jake would beat him. Jake's just a YouTuber. But at the end of the day, Jake put in more work, and you could see it. I mean, look at the defense, look at the footwork, look at the hands, look at the punches, the technique, everything. Just Jake was way more ready than Nate in this.
Fast forward 3 years, Jake is putting like every day of work into this thing. That's why I give him the most respect, because he's just dedicated, and that's, hopefully this is something I could do maybe full time at some point. Who knows? But like, if I could dedicate my life to this, I would.
Let's get to the next one.
Yeah, and then
catches him with that. Yeah, catches him kind of in the back of the head too, which is a little illegal, but I mean,
pre-meme. Meme is coming up. Better be slept like a baby. Hold up. Boom.
Overhand again. Jake likes that overhand, and he kept catching Nate with that same overhand.
Yeah, here it comes. He was just done with the fight. Uppercut.
Look, again, hands down, see?
Yeah.
He only gets caught when his hands are down. At first he was defending. When he was all against the ropes, then he walks forward, hands down, bam, knockout.
All right, top 5. We got Austin McGroom and Nissan Gibb.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember watching this. Yeah, Nissan Gibb put him down like 5 times.
Nice cross. That was a very nice cross by Anderson.
Body
nice
shot.
Body, hook.
Yep.
Check hook, flies out of the ring a little bit. Oops.
Oopsies.
Careful. Ooh, hook, uppercut. Hook,
oh,
hook.
God. Forgot
Now he's
about
just
this.
swinging like, it was working for him. I get it.
Yeah, if you're not getting hit back, might as well keep swinging, right?
Oh.
Wobbly.
Wibbly wobblies. Man, he got shook there.
Big shot. And then he calls it. Yeah, you got to call it. The ref was like, it was Austin's promotion, so the ref was letting it go a little too long, in my opinion.
So, I mean, that's a classic example of just skill level, right? So, in that scenario, anyone watching that fight is like, wow, Anderson Gibb is amazing. But then you put Anderson Gibb in a ring with, like, I don't know, an amateur boxer that's like 18 years old. He would get destroyed, and he'd be like, oh, it's night and day. This looks like a completely different boxer. So just obviously take it with a grain of sand. A lot of these fights, what you're seeing is maybe their fights aren't as close in terms of skill as like a real professional bout. You know what I mean? Even Papi, a lot of the guys they're matching up with is just, oh, this guy looks jacked, so he must be good. You know what I mean? But in reality, the skill level is not even close.
Mm-hmm. All right, number 4. Jake Paul, Ben Askren. Classic. Big overhand.
He's looking for that overhand. You see that?
Yep. Boom. Just steps. Like he steps forward. Like like the momentum takes him forward.
Yeah. But also, I mean, Ben just no defense.
He loaded that up.
Ben's a wrestler, right? And as primarily a wrestler, that's my base.
Wait, but who did you have for this fight again?
Yeah, no, I wanted Ben to win, obviously. I was going with my MMA guy. I'm more of an MMA fan. Obviously, I'm a wrestler, so I'm going to go with the wrestler, obviously. Right. I mean, and Ben was a very good, very strong, respected fighter in the MMA scene, but also in the wrestling scene. And you could tell he has no stance in terms of boxing. His hand position, terrible, because obviously wrestlers were trained to have our hands down here to protect against a takedown.
Right. This is also just showing you what happens when you underestimate your opponent.
For sure.
Ben was, he kept talking about, Jake is just a YouTuber, he's a Disney Channel star. It doesn't matter. If you put in the work, you be a killer, you be a weapon. You know what I mean?
Totally agree. There's also the other factor of him being only an MMA fighter, and same thing with Tyron Woodley. You know what I mean? It's two completely different worlds. And this is the first time we've really seen a high-level MMA fighter go against, a normal boxer. Because I won't say, Jake is high-level now, but at that point, he hadn't really developed yet. So I would say, this just shows you, It's the same thing if a boxer were to step into the octagon. It would be night and day, because once they get taken down and they don't know how to defend against a takedown, or they don't have any jiu-jitsu experience, they're going to get submitted. So two completely different worlds.
And shout out to Jake. You made me some good money on this fight. Appreciate you, bro. Called off, obviously.
Yep.
Top 3. All right, Slim versus Face Temper. This was good. Yeah, Temper, bro. I mean,
Temper. They kind of exaggerated.
They overhyped him.
Yeah, they hyped him. They made him seem like he was this high-level boxer who had all these years of experience.
I don't know if KSI's knockout will be on this compilation, but
I give Slim credit. I mean, he looked good too. His technique looked pretty good. I remember this fight.
Of course. Credit to Slim.
Number 2.
Oh, okay, there we go. KSI versus first Face Temper.
I mean, right here, right? Obviously, I know we've been speaking the whole video about no hands down, But this is a tactic that KSI is employing here. What he's doing is baiting Temper to either go for a big shot, and you see how he's light on his feet, ready to move around?
Bouncing.
Exactly, bouncing. That's because he's ready to back up if he needs to and do a pull counter. That's when you lean back and counter real quick, whether it's a cross or pull counter, hook, whatever it is. He's looking for Temper to overextend so he can catch him with a nice shot.
Right. And that's what he does.
Like I'm throwing out like a little fake.
But at the same
then comes
time,
in,
like,
then attacks.
yo, KSI put me on Misfits, you know what I mean? But this knockout was just like sus. Like, I don't know.
No, that was clean. That was clean. He caught him with a little bit of an overhand into a jab leaning in.
And he just walks away like he knew. So shout out to KSI. Shout out to KSI.
No. But again, you see the skill level. One guy is just scared, like standing there like this, doesn't know what's happening. Really no wins under his belt, right? Temper had no wins at this point.
Maybe one. Like
maybe one against like whoever, whatever.
Yeah.
And KSI, you could tell, has been training for a few years with some high-level coaches, and you could just tell from the movement, light on his feet, hands down. This is a high-level boxer versus Temper doesn't really know what's going on. So if we can get more close fights with more similar skill levels in the influencer community, I think that they can grow this side of boxing definitely a lot more.
And then, number one, if you can guess in the comments who that might be.
I wonder.
Yeah, right? You know.
Your boy.
Know. My boy, that's right, my boy. Boom.
Just nice overhand.
It just ended the video.
Yeah, they just cut it.
They just knew how. You didn't even get him dropped.
Yeah, so beautiful overhand on Tyron. Obviously, Tyron Woodley is a killer, right? I'm not going to downplay that at all. But, again, different sport, MMA, where people are worried about kicks, knees, elbows, what else? Head kicks, ground and pounds, takedowns, submissions. You got a lot to worry about with MMA to where the boxing isn't highlighted as much. You know what I mean? It gets drowned out a little bit. With the boxing, Tyron made small mistakes here and there, which shows he really never would have been a good boxer.
Yeah.
No credit away from Jake. I mean, Jake, knocked him out.
People think that was fake still to this day. I mean, remember like the
I'll say like at one point I thought it was fake.
At one point,
going back because there was
woke up.
No, I didn't wake up. I just analyzed it more and I was like, okay. I mean, realistically, I don't think Tyron, because of his ego, would allow himself to take the dive. No, people take dives.
Right, but he definitely wasn't taking no dives.
No, yeah, I don't think in that scenario he was, but at first it was sus.
Right. And then the honorable mention would be definitely this guy right here, because don't let me get my hands on someone. That's all I'm saying.
Not honorable mention, hopefully top 5.
Facts, top 5.
Top 5 knockouts in the influencer community.
Coach
We're looking to fight whoever. A lot of these guys are bums, and honestly, I challenge any of them to really come let me know, or maybe after I train him, let him know what their level is like. I mean, I give Jake Paul credit, but Jake's got to fight some better boxers, not MMA fighters. And the only boxer he's fought to this point is who?
Tommy Fury,
and he lost. And now he's reverting back to his old ways, trying to fight a retired Nate Diaz.
That's right. Sometimes you got to lose and bounce back. And again, like he says, don't judge me on my wins. Judge me on how I lose. Just judge me how I get, bounce back up and get back in the ring, So, again, shout out to my boy Jake. We gonna cross paths one day.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely tune in for more boxing content, and I look forward to getting my guy in the ring.
And let me know. Yes, appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you, of course. And listen, make sure you comment down. Who do you want to see me face in the ring? Who is the best ideal opponent for me? If you haven't liked the video right now, like he said, make sure you subscribe. Turn those post notifications on. And like we always say, roll the outro, baby. Yeah, okay. Let's go.
Yo, you got an at?